it's Tony Robbins.
Dean Graziosi, what's up?
Listen, we want to ask you, what do you think it's like to be able to have the privilege to take something you know, share it with tons of people, and get paid beyond your wildest dreams to do it? We both know what that's like because we've spent between us, scary 60 years between us, working with
more
people.
Years on his side. I'm just saying.
Be careful. But we really have this privilege. And to me, there's no greater gift. I mean, to do what you love, to make a difference in a meaningful way, and to have the freedom to do things on your terms and get paid for it is an amazing gift. And what we're really talking about is the knowledge business. And we have this knowledge business blueprint that we've refined over all of the years together. And we have an opportunity to show you how you can take the knowledge you already have and convert it into a little mastermind that could produce for you enormous sources of income, but also, like I said, meaning. There's so many ways to make money. But if you can make money doing what you love, that's a very different thing. And most people don't realize their knowledge is valuable.
Listen, there's a huge problem right now. And we know the biggest breakthroughs in life is when a big problem is solved. No one knew that it was a problem standing on the side of the road, holding your hand up in the rain, trying to get a taxi until Uber came along and just transformed the industry. It's the same thing here. The education system is broken. We hope it repairs, but it's not right now. It's not serving people.
Let me give you a sense. Right now, millennials have $1.5 trillion worth of debt. Barack Obama, the president of the United States, took into his second year to pay off his last debts, and he had mostly, scholarships at that time. It's insane, and people are not seeing the return. Today, the Wall Street Journal has a whole article about, is college worth it? It is for some, but not for everybody, because it's generalized knowledge. What people desire and need today is specialized knowledge. Listen to me. Self-education is how you can go as fast as you want in the world. If you're going to go a standard education, you're going to get standard results, which are usually pretty disappointing. But we're living in a world now where these colleges, they're like hedge funds with a university attached. There's 111 colleges in the United States right now that have over $1 billion endowment. Harvard just the other day raised $9.6 billion for 30,000 classmen, 40. I don't know what the number is. It's crazy. And people go into debt, and now they got to try and pay that debt off. We want to compete with a traditional education with self-education. Self-education is what changed our lives. Self-education took me from a kid in Azusa with no role models, with frustration, overwhelm, and stress, and I don't know what to do, saying, hey, I can find the answers. And if I can solve them for me, I can learn to do it for other people. Now I have the privilege of working with millions of people all over the world, 10 to 15,000 people in my events, like clockwork, all over the world in 100 countries. All that's because I got self-educated. So we really want to show you an opportunity how you can take whatever knowledge you have, or someone else's knowledge that you learned from. I started out as a knowledge broker. There was a man named Jim Rohn. He was a teacher. I went and heard him speak. He changed my life. He taught me fundamental things. He taught me that for things to get better, you got to get better. For things to change, you got to change. That success leaves clues, that you don't have to wait and learn in a standard way. You can learn on your own dime, on your own time, in a way that allows you to accelerate your success. But his knowledge, his skill sets, that environment changed things. So I went and promoted him. I didn't know how to promote, but I learned how to talk about it and get people enrolled. And then I went out and learned to become a reporter of other people. I went, and even today, in the last 6-7 years, I've interviewed 50 of the smartest financial people in the world, all self-made billionaires. I took the knowledge from Warren Buffett. I took the knowledge from Carl Icahn, from, a variety of the best on earth. And what I did is figured out what they did, and I taught it to other people. I taught it to myself and took my little 50, 100 million companies to now we have 54 companies. We're doing over 6 billion. And I don't have any traditional background. So this is what's possible when you self-educate.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Right now, there's a statistic I saw that's mind-blowing that only 27% of kids that go to college actually get a degree in that field, and 52% of them hate the job they're in. So this massive exodus is actually going in another direction, and that's the self-education industry. Right now, it's at $355 million a day. Forbes says it's going to $1 billion a day.
By 2025. That's just 5.5 years.
5.5 years now. But here's the thing. When this guy started over 40 years ago, it wasn't mainstream. It wasn't even that cool. You had to convince people about having a coach, convince people that they could gain self-education. When I got in 20-something years ago because of this guy, because I gave him money on an infomercial that transformed my life, and it was revolutionary. I paid for knowledge. My family said, you didn't get anything. You're just getting information. You're getting some guy talking to you. But that's what people they looked through that lens when it transformed my life. I wanted to be in this industry and my life's never been the same. Well, here's the thing. This is your opportunity. This is your call to action. You know how we fix a broken education system? By you extracting what you know. If you die someday with knowledge in your head, something you learned and expertise, you should feel guilty. And that's why we got together and decided with our 60 plus years, let's create the gold standard process to help people extract what they know or extract what other people know, share it, make an impact, and make a profit to do it. We launched the Knowledge Business Blueprint, and it was the biggest launch in internet history, leading to a movement. And right now,
200,000 people joined us for the first session, to give you an idea. We have 16,000 people building their own business from scratch. 15,900 on
in our Facebook group, posting
They're like
every
supporting
minute.
each other, saying, this is what I've done, this is what I've accomplished. It's not just like, oh, let me get a course. It's about, how do I create a life on my terms? How do I create a life where I don't have to work for somebody else? Or even if I do, I can have something on the side that I love to do that's meaningful. There's so many different types of professions. You might be in the tax profession, but you're really good. There's something that you can do to teach people that shows them how to save so much money, or teach other tax professionals how to build their business. I could give you a dozen different examples.
It goes on and on. Jamie was a wedding photographer making about $70,000 a year, and she loved it, but the travel was all over the place, always busy. And she decided, what if I just started running workshops teaching other women how to do it? Now she's doing 4 times the revenue, making an impact, loves her life, and never has to leave.
That's what the knowledge business provides a possibility of. You can make a small amount of money, a large amount of money, but most importantly, you could take what's in your head and bring it to the world. And we show you how. We have not only a course, but the software that also then shows you how to design it into a course, how to get it out of your head, how to design it into a course, and then use the very exact marketing tools we've done, so you don't have to think it through. It's a system that allows you to succeed. It's why we have so many people involved from all over the world.
And right on this page, you can click and reserve a spot for a special webcast training that we've done, and set the time aside. It's 2 hours long, and it shows you the process on how to look through a completely different lens when you talk about being in the knowledge industry. By the time you're done, you'll realize that you could extract what you know or what other people know, share it, like I said, make an impact, and make a profit, and do it over and over again, and become part of a movement. We all know that the biggest revolution, the biggest changes happen when a big problem needs to be solved, and you could solve it. Join this movement.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. It's a blast, and you're not alone. You're around a community of people that support you, and you got people who have the experience base to show you how to avoid all the pitfalls, because that's the challenge whenever you try to start a business. So this becomes different. It's like, here's the way that you can do this that's been proven and systematized. You can go to any community, and somebody has a great burger place, Bob's Burgers. You come back 10 years later and there's still Bob's Burgers. Somebody else didn't even make the best burger, but now they have 22 locations because they understand the system.
Yeah.
We're going to show you step by step, one day at a time, how to build the system that'll take this stuff and take what is valuable in your life and share it with others in a way that'll be meaningful and profitable for you.
Yeah, there's a million things you could do for a living, and whatever it is that you do, I hope you're doing amazing. But I have to say, for me personally, I became a millionaire in my 20s because of real estate. But when I look back at all the businesses I started, all the things I've been blessed to be a part of, nothing in the world is more fulfilling. Nothing makes more impact than sharing what you know, or helping people go faster and get paid to do it. And now the world has changed, and you have the opportunity to do it. Click the link on this page, reserve your spot for the webcast training, and do whatever it takes to show up. I promise we won't disappoint.
We'll deliver. We'll see you then. God bless.